Welcome to ASL Word of the Day, brought to you by SignCueQuest, the ASL adventure game. Our word today is and. I'll talk about 8 ways of signing and. The main sign for and is this. Start out with your open dominant hand close to your non-dominant side of your body, and then bring it across horizontally as you close it to a squashed O. Dr. Bill of the ASL University explains that and is not used very often compared to English, where it's used a lot. He says that in ASL, and is used for emphasis, to add or expound on a previous comment, or as a substitute for the English words like moreover, furthermore, additionally, along with. The second way of signing and is when it's not signed at all. It's implied in the sentence. Dr. Bill says leave out and if the sentence means the same without it. He gives the examples of listing a group of objects. You don't need to use and. He says it's also not needed when using common word pairs such as black and white movie, mom and dad, salt and pepper, sweet and sour chicken. Just leave it out. So you sign black, white movie, mom, dad, sweet, sour chicken. Dr. Bill adds, quite often the concept of and is indicated through head or body shifting. In the same way we do for I work Monday, Tuesday. You don't need to put and in there. It's implied by the body shift. Or I have 2 children, boy, girl. Sometimes the sign for plus can be used instead of and, plus. The fourth way of signing and is sometimes both. The sign for both is used. A fifth way of signing and is to use with. For example, with the English sentence, Tom and Ann are at the concert, I could sign Tom with Ann. Where? Concert. The sixth sign for and is where you can use the sign for also. For the seventh way of signing and, the English speaker would say, today I went to the park and they're trying to think of the next thing to say. So it's like a filler. And Dr. Bill calls this the and sign. You do it by using a loose hand and rotate it in the air. So I went to the park this morning. I'm trying to think of the next thing I want to say. This sign also uses a facial expression that looks like you're trying to think of something. And the eighth way of signing and is just to leave it out when the sign used in the sentence includes the concept of and. For example, the lake is large and the mountain is right next to it. I could sign lake, large, then I could sign mountain, then show the lake, and put the mountain right next to the edge of the lake. Doing it this way connects the lake and the mountain without using the word and because it's obvious. The mountain is right next to the lake. Have fun with your ASL adventures.